I'm a van lifer. I live in a van. This is my minivan. I'm Minivan Lee. Hey. Okay, can you explain why you've lived in a van? Oh yeah, this is from a long time ago. Can you explain why you've lived in a van? Could you not afford an apartment? Did you not plan for your retirement? Not criticizing, but I don't understand how long you think you can survive living a nomadic lifestyle. What happens if you get sick or have an accident? Well, what happens if you get sick and have an accident living in a house? Yeah, gotcha, didn't I? What happens then? Yeah, I'm not broke, right? And even if I lived in a house, I'd probably be broke if I lived in a place. Yeah, I'd be broke because I'd be spending all my money with that. See, I don't get it. Let's go over this one more time. Can you explain why you've lived in a van? Well, I started out because I wanted to do the lifestyle. Some of us just like it. Some of us are just geared for this. We want to go do something. We don't want to do things conventional. We're different. We dare to be different. It's just in us. We want to do it. I did this because I wanted to do it. Now I said, well, I do it because I want to do it. But I really don't think I'd want to spend my money on rent anymore. I really don't. And why would I want to give landlords my money? Me, when I'm perfectly happy here. And I don't have to pay money for it. And I don't spend that much in gas, seriously. The next part, can you not afford an apartment? I could, but why would I want to? I know. Did you not plan for retirement? Not really. Not really, I didn't. Yeah. Um, I raised four children a lot of the time by myself. My husband was killed in a car accident when he was 40. Okay. And so I had four children. Why did I have four children? I don't know. I just did. I just did. Um, I've always heard the people say there's a number above your head all your life. Well, mine was a four, I guess. Yeah. So no, did I save for retirement? Not really, you know. Um, again, okay. Okay, not criticizing. Uh-huh. Oh, sure. But I don't understand how long you think you I love that. I don't understand how long you think. That's like a mother talking to you. How long you think you can survive living nomad lifestyle. I'll do it as long as I can. How long do people think they can actually live in a house by themselves? What's the difference? Seriously, I sound like I'm getting mad, but see, these are things I don't understand. I don't understand how people could think like that because how long do you think you can travel on the road day after day after day without somebody, crashing into you? I don't know. How long do you think you can go without drinking water all the time without before getting sick? I don't know. How, you know, I don't know. Here's some water. I've been really pushing water on people. Drink your water, okay? Yay. Me. How long do you think you can survive? Give me a break. What happens if you get sick? I have gotten sick. I had my appendix out 5 years ago. No, 6 years now. I had my appendix out 6 years ago, and I was living in a van. Yeah, I went to the hospital. They took him out because I'm in good shape. It went well. They said if because you're in good shape, you'll probably go well. Because I'm not. They don't have to go through like 20 layers of fat or anything. And that's when it really can get bad. And I healed in my van for a week. I went back and saw him one more time. He requested I stay in the area at Lake Havasu, and then I took off because I'm healthy. How long do you? What happens? I've gotten sick before. My friend Max, he got he had two operations living in a minivan. He's 78 right now. This was when he was like 76. It happens. What happens if you get sick living in a house? How long do you think you can live in your house? Or have an accident? Well, I mean, people fall in their homes, don't they? How long? Who knows? Yeah, he knows, but he's got my back. Okay. I have a letter from the bearded photograph. Hey, bearded. Hi, Lee. I know you are a positive person, and I truly admire it. Have you always been this way? If not, can you share how you stay positive? Well, hello. Yes, I know it would help me and may likely help others. If it's just natural, it's how you are, no problem. Thanks for your vids. Okay, let's do a quick answer here. Well, I am a firm believer, okay? And I follow my Savior. So there you go. But I have always been a morning person. I've always been an up kind of girl. It's just, I think some people are born this way. There's all types of people in the world, and it's what makes everything go round, right? So it's just, I was the youngest in the family. I was treated well for the most part. I mean, it wasn't all rainbows and unicorns, as they say. Made your coffee. You want to share some with me? Lots of dogs around. So, yeah, I think it's just in my nature to make a long story short. But I'll tell you, recently I have seen so much negativity in our world on social media that it is now my vow to be positive. The more positive people there are, the more it's going to grow. Things grow. And if everything is going to be all negative, it's growing. Yeah. It's kind of like, remember the never ending story? I know a lot of you remember that. I love that song too. And it was called The Nothing Was Growing. It was like negative. It was the nothing. And it was growing. Let me get my light just a little bit better here. Yeah, it was growing and growing. So they had to stop it. Yeah, it was overtaking everything. So I believe that if you read your scripture, you pray, and you consciously look at the world. Here's something I will tell you. If you consciously look at the world and say to yourself, it's a beautiful world. People that I meet or will meet today have love in their hearts. They're giving, and I am going to do the same. If you look at the world like it is a positive environment, you're going to attract that to you, and that's what you're going to start noticing. Yeah. I say that every morning. The world is a beautiful place. Yes. It's fun, it's blessed, and there are good-hearted people that I'm going to meet all day long. So, thank you for that question. I was going to do a different video today, but I decided I want to take more time with it, that I don't have time today for it. So, here we go. I'm going to answer some questions. This is from Debbie, V5P, whatever that stands for. Huh? Hi, Lee. Love your video. I have a question. So, security requires you to have an address. How do you deal with your mail and Social Security payments? Okay. Well, my Social Security is directly deposited into my bank account. There you go. But they do know my address, and my bank knows my address, and my voting registration, my for my license, the DMV, they all know my address. You have to have an address. You have to have a domicile. So you have to have one, no matter what. Whether you use your children's, your grown children's, or a relative, or a friend, or you have to pay for a mail forwarding. Now, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Lee Way. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. It is the best van life Nomad book on the market. I go extensively into all the different subjects, and it's extensive, and I actually lead you to places that a lot of on different parts of the country where you can get mail forwarding. There you go. And I tell you exactly how you have to do it. South Dakota, you only have to stay there one day and you become a resident. They're still allowing that. And then you just, within a week, you're going to be done. Okay. They even help you, they'll tell you where to go stay the night. Yeah. And then you become a resident. They've got it set up that way in South Dakota. There's Pahrump. There's two or three of them in Pahrump, Nevada. You've got Texas. I don't recommend Florida anymore because they've kind of changed their system. But yeah, you can use a mail forwarding system. Um, if you want to just go with the P.O. box number, that's really iffy. Somebody had mentioned when I said something, they said, well, that's not truly because some of us live in these areas where there's no postal service. We have to have a P.O. box number and we have to go pick up our mail. Oh, I get it. There's going to be those are exceptions. Okay. And yes, the government that's going to be flagged with whoever those people are that decide. This is going to be flagged and they're going to go, yes, that is your domicile. You can use that as your domicile because those P.O. box number or your place where you have your home or you're renting or whatever, they have registered you as this is necessary for you. But as a rule, the P.O. box number, if you go to like UPS store or you just go to the post office and get a P.O. box number and you use that as your domicile to get your driver's license or your insurance, you'll be flagged and I've tried it. I've done that before when I first became a nomad. When I first left my residence, I knew I was going to get a domicile in Ohio once I got there. But for 2 months, I was still in Tucson. And as soon as I got my P.O. box number, that was my address, I got a letter from the voting, a couple places that said, you cannot vote until you get a regular domicile. I was flagged right off the bat. That's what they do now. So I would get the book because it's going to explain everything and it's going to lead you right to the addresses. I've even got the phone numbers in there of the places that you can call to get yourself a domicile. Okay, so there you go. But a lot of people use family and friends. I use family. Okay, I'm very blessed with that. So that's what you do. Now, if you can get mail anywhere you want to. I could have a P.O. box number if I wanted to in every state of the United States. I could, but I can only have one domicile. I have to pick it. Yeah. And so, but I can get my mail. I can get my mail up here if I want to. I could have it go to a certain post office that allows for um, free mail coming through. Or I can have it sent to UPS store. I can pick that up, right? And packages I can pick up if I get from Amazon. I can pick it up at Whole Foods or a locker. They have lockers now that you just scan the code they send you and it opens up. It does. They're very creaky. And it opens up. You get your package and you shut it. And then it lets them know that you've already picked it up. Okay. And if I have a package not from Amazon, I can have it sent to UPS store. Right. There you go. If I'm not where my domicile is. So I hope that answered your question, but I really recommend the book for any of you. It talks about how to get started. It talks about pets, how to deal with pets. That's a long chapter. And it's just everything, gadgets you're going to need, how to set things up, build out, no build out, what to think about, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, here's one. This is from Spinach. Okay. It says, ever notice how people celebrate the grit and resourcefulness of the families that lived through the Depression? Yet, if people do those same things now, society tries to criminalize them. They had whole families living in vehicles, in small shacks. Those were the first tiny homes. They drove to farms to pick harvest. Sound familiar? Yes. Well, that was during the Dust Bowl. Yeah. The Okies from Muskokies. Yeah, they saw. But I will tell you that also during the Depression, and I found actual news articles up in Chicago that there were families that were moving into their vehicles. They were using those like Ford Model A trucks, and they were building wood around it to close it in. Yeah, I mean that was up north too, so it was happening everywhere. During the Depression, people had if they had a vehicle, they could move into it. So but I will tell you that they were also harassed a little bit. Oh yeah, and especially the Okies from the Skokies when they went to California, to Oakland. Oh my gosh, they were abused. They really were. But yeah, I mean people um, bothered them, and they also let them alone. So it was a little bit of each. Now they say that they criminalize it, but I don't know. I'll say it again. I'm not seeing it, and I'm not hearing about it. I hear about it, but I don't hear actual examples of it to where somebody that was living in their vehicle was criminalized for it. I hear about it. People like to talk about it, but I've yet to hear if you have one. Really, I'm not going to like think that you're lying, but seriously, I don't. It's I have so many friends that are doing it, and we're not just in Arizona. Some are in Ohio, some are in Florida, some are in California, some are in Nevada, some are in Oregon, some are in Colorado. So they're and New Mexico. I've got friends all over. So a lot of them are nomads, and some of them want to be nomads. So, but they know the climate of what's going on. I have yet to hear of somebody who was criminalized. Okay, I will give them this. In San Diego and in some parts of California, okay, there were long rows of streets, especially I'll just use San Diego as the example, and they were pulling out their chairs. They were broken down. Um, a lot of them were Class C's. Yeah, they were the ones with the cab over. Yeah. Well, they were pretty beat up, and they were just parked there day in and day out. They didn't move. Some of them couldn't move. Okay. Yes, they had to go in there and clean them out. So, I mean, they were an eyesore for the city. Okay, so they left and they've been criminalizing them all along, and then they made this law that said that they could stay there, yeah. And then this other law came, the Supreme Court said no, that they can move them along. A lot of the ordinances are for the tent compounds, the tent cities. Yeah. And if your vehicle is so beat up and it's an eyesore and you are using it as a campground in a city or whatever, yeah, they're going to come after you in all kinds of cities. There are ordinances everywhere. But yeah, I do like that you brought that up, and I did a whole video about that. And I'll leave it at the end of the video. I'll leave it there. And it gives the history of, I think it's called it's a whole new American dream. A lot of people are living in their vehicles, and they're doing it because they want to. They don't want to pay rent anymore. They could afford rent, but they don't like the type of rent and place that they could rent. That rent a lot, that they could rent if they were going to rent, um, that they would want to live in because they're run down. Yeah. And I know that full well. Yeah, the last place I left, I was there 15 years, and at the end, they just refused to fix that roof. They wanted to keep putting band-aids on it. They would send somebody up there to put the white coat on it and whatever, put a little patch, but they would leak. It would just keep leaking, and it was creating some mold. And yeah, so, but yeah, I do remember good stories, good stories. So, do you stay in one area or travel? I used to travel a lot. I kind of stay in just a couple of different places now, but I still live in my minivan. I mean, I always say it. I'm just a girl who lives in a minivan. That doesn't mean that still makes me a nomad. Some people have these specifics, like you're not a nomad. You don't even you don't even travel. No, well, I'm a van lifer. I live in a van. This is my minivan. I'm Minivan Lee. Hey, um, she says, how do you, if you need medications, how do you get them? Like prescriptions. Well, this is what I know. If you are a senior citizen, 65 and older, you can use your Medicare anywhere. Ooh, I like that. Medicare anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. You're on Medicare. It's a national, it's a federal program. So I can get it anywhere. If you're younger than that, let me know in comments. I'll need you right there, yeah, to help me with this, help her with the question, because I don't know. I really don't. And one of the reasons I don't is because I am not on medications and I'm not going to take any either. You say, oh yeah, you'll need them. No, I won't. No, I won't. I just won't take them. Yeah. Okay, next. This is from Cool Blue. I like that. I wonder why you didn't choose a higher van so you could stand up. Also, how do you get enough air in overnight? Oh, I can stand up. I can go this high. I can stand up. I'm 5'3". So I don't need to stand up. I can stand up outside. I like it like this. Let me put this down. I like it like this. I really do. I like small spaces. I was one of those kids that was I could hang out under a card table with a blanket over it or sheet for hours. I'd make my little home, put my little doll over there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I don't mind small spaces. I can stand up outside. I don't need to stand up. I love having the space to just spread out here. I don't need a lot of a build out or anything like that. I like it like this. I don't need to stand up. And I guess really the main reason is because this is just a regular vehicle. It's a minivan. It's a soccer mom kind of thing. I can park anywhere. Yeah, I can park anywhere and I don't cause a ruckus. People don't look at me like, oh, she's living in a van, or it doesn't look like, I don't look like a nomad. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. This is kind of long, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed these letters and these answers. I answered you. I love your questions. Leave me questions, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow morning with some encouragement. So watch me in the morning too, okay? And I love you guys. Mwah. You guys go out and have a really good day. Good things are coming your way. Don't have any accidents. Oh. Drink water. Today, drink water. I'm getting ready a video I want to do about health. And it's going to be eye-opening. If you know what's going on in here and how this works, you're going to take better care of it. Got it? Got it? I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Drink up. Cheers.